Okay, I was about my question so at about a POG Media so I was saying bonra a year yen a year military crash airplane crash na I just say a crash I was saying a year black box a woman of Siciano Nintia yen says a black box and yes yensa black box na amaye evidence na amaye ekwanya efa so ema say airplane crash happen here but yes this black box echo baby say ye manufacture a helicopter a China na say omo manufacturing room no omo ye den omo bie ne omo aso na omo maye information a black box no enti no CCR no President Mahama take a quick action on the investigations team no the black box kwa kopimo China and as a free China for na just ba Ghana no ba yes forensic analysis the idea and my no my dear a far so and as a quiet far so military air crash happen here abusia a wing commander Edin Sembia to Yamamian corner, young Konkuti and Sma Ekoso, Medamase.
Question that you say, if an answer is gotten, will be critical to getting some clarity on exactly what led to this crash, is why this helicopter was flying that low. If what the eyewitnesses said is anything to go by. But beyond that, what are the other things that, would be looked out for or should be of concern to the investigators? Because this is an aircraft that was owned and operated by the Ghana Air Force. So when there's an incident like this, I mean, beyond just asking that critical question, what else?
Well, the first thing, it depends on the site of crash, damage, whether some parts can be repaired and so forth. Recently, not too long ago, there was a forced landing somewhere around the Futu area. That chopper has been repaired, it's flying. But when you have a crash 5 of this nature, you will not pick anything up. And I'm saying that we should find the cause because it's an engine, an electronics which you are using. Anything can go off for the pilot to lose control. Mm-hmm. And once you lose control of a chopper, we don't have rules where a helicopter is hanging on. It comes down. So that's why it's critical to find why did they leave the assigned height to come that low to hit a tree or something. Mm-hmm. Because pilots in planning navigation, we always plan some thousands of feet away from obstacles. So there's no reason that you fly and go into hit. Something must have happened. And being an engine, and of course, it's also drawing fuel from fuel tanks. Anything mechanical or electronic could have done. What the villagers are saying that they had the ramping of the engine and so forth. Maybe the pilot was trying to resuscitate the helicopter, but if it's not there, it comes down. And I said it was unfortunate that there was no landing pad anywhere nearby that he could have done a forced landing. Not that even they have crash landing and a forced landing. So you could have, executed that action. So until we get the results. But let me warn Ghanaians that I think our expectancy of getting to know what happened is the pressure is too much. If you even take the U.S. passenger jet which crashed with the marine helicopter in America, how long did it take for them for black box message to come out? So we shouldn't rush in saying that maybe they found the voice recorder and the black box, then within 2-3 days, as I said, it takes time before the results come. So let's concentrate to finish what's ahead of us, bury them, and then whatever comes out will be a dressing issue for the Air Force as you operate. But I will on my own accord, one thing the aircraft was not prepared for that flight. I don't think so. Or the pilot would not have taken it up.
I see. But just for, at least, as you indicated, the expectancy level is high. And that's for good reason. But then, based on the information and reality as you know it? What is the standard operating procedure? What is the time period that we should expect some information about what was contained in this black box or the voice recorder that has been retrieved?
Well, I said earlier, even in the United States, the crash between the jet airliner and the marine helicopter happened about sometime around about April. It's only about last week or 2 weeks ago when the results came out. So I said that the black box is only or can be opened only by the manufacturer. And the plane was manufactured in China.
Yes.
So at the plane, the black box will be sent back to China, or a team will come here to come and open it, and they will then encode whatever parameters which the black box is going to tell them is because of A, B, C, D. That is why it lost height and crashed. If you was flying at the wrong altitude, it will tell you.
Right.
Anything which aircraft is being operated on will be recorded as black box. By expectancy in weeks or days, that's why I'm cautioning that we should be patient. It doesn't come that fast, you know. Thank you.
I see. But then, and that also leads to the next issue about in being patient. And now that we've had samples flown out and all of that, that will also influence the entire period of investigation, is it not? Because
no. I mean, the black box,
there has to be a conclusive picture of how the exact
the black box
the
is
issue
going
looked
to
like.
tell you, and it's everything from when the airplane was started in Accra until it crashed.
From the time it took off.
Yes. As soon as you start the engines and things, the black box starts working. So it will tell you everything, you know. So we need to wait and get to know what happened. What the people saw by eye may not be the result. What was the reason that they came so low that they will see them? And I repeated and said that no pilot will fly on treetops, let's say 20 feet or 30 feet above a tree. Because you don't know whether the next tree is higher than the one you are seeing. But we have separation heights, you know, that will fly on. But what made it to lose the height and come down and then maybe fly into something, whether being a hill, a tree or something. And I also believe our trees are not that high, except it's on a mountain. But even that, from the topography map, before you take off, you know all these areas and plan above them. So the likelihood that the pilot just flew low to hit a tree is difficult to comprehend.
And that will be the key.
That will be the key, yes, because it crashed. So that led to what led to the crash? Was it an engine failure, or power failure, or fuel failure? What happened? If even they put a bomb, it will indicate that the aircraft exploded. But all what we've heard so far, the aircraft didn't explode in midair. It didn't. It's after the crash that it exploded. So the accident had happened and then it exploded. But not that it was seen flying with fire behind it. No. They didn't see it that way. They saw it coming low and they heard a noise, boom, and they rushed it.
How key is the eyewitness report in all of this? Because, I mean, there could be distortions in the eyewitness report. So beyond the eyewitness report, what other measures could be employed to authenticate or establish exactly, you know, what happened? Because right now we are referencing what the eyewitness said.
I've come back to tell you that the black box is the one to determine all this, but not what the eyewitness. The eyewitness will face definitely the board of inquiry to get to know what he saw or whether it will be in line. And I'm saying helicopter is not a fixed wing. It's flying. It has a height, a safety height that is flying. What made it come down? That's the critical issue. If it exploded in the air, we can assume maybe somebody put a device into it. Are you with me? But if it just fly and suddenly started coming low, something had happened for it to come low, to hit whatever it hit, to turn into this disaster. And I'm saying that, assuming that he was flying over even enemy territory, You can't bring this helicopter down by AK-47 or a Japanese. It must be much a bigger missile to hit it for it to fall off. So that possibility too is out. So let's look at the technical reason. I'm not here to predict. Let's see what the box is.
Right. And a number of your messages, quite a number of them, I'll read a few and then we'll go for a quick break and we will continue the conversation. Kojo Aka Kwating says, Alfred, I had an eyewitness amongst the first people who knew what happened from their farm that they called the assemblyman who called Obuasi. So they could have been instructed to hold on before the regional minister got there. To say thank you. Dr. Gazy, the former chief fire officer, good morning. He says, what are the standard operational procedures for unified command of agencies, unified in such situations? You want to answer that?
There is a command how to move troops to go to site, and when the the board of inquiry is open, a doctor could be incorporated after they've seen the bodies, what happened. But there's a standard procedure for board of inquiry. Of course, to check us. We have officers in the Air Force who have been highly trained in the States to investigate air crashes. We have them on spot. But the ability to determine what happened is not possible until it's in a black box.
Okay, this one here from Kofi Jaguar says, all surveillance footage around the helipad should be thoroughly investigated as to whether there was no tampering in the night before the departure. Is that something that could be possible?
That is completely out. On a base of guard duties, how can someone infiltrate that? It's completely out.
Thank you. Fifi Banson says, good morning. Do we have air ambulance in Ghana? Could the Air Force have moved another helicopter on a search and rescue mission?
Okay, I've mentioned it already.
Please.
You drop an aircraft helicopter chopper in the forest region. High trees. If the Air Force sends a search and rescue is when you are not too sure where the aircraft went down. The searcher, but they knew the route. The villagers had indicated that this is where it happened. But when another helicopter goes there, since there's no path for it to land, maybe the next village who has a school park or a market area where it can land, maybe about 10, 20 miles away. So immediately, the Air Force can send a helicopter. They can pin it down. Even the best they can do is drop soldiers. But you see, you don't have soldiers who are trained to do that standing by all the time. It takes time to get them ready and to move them and to drop supplies. So that's the procedure.
Okay. This one also here says, this is Dr. Ishmael says, good morning. Couldn't they have dropped proper bags by drone? I think that question has been answered. Worst case scenario must be part of developing operational readiness by all institutions. He says, as wing commander. So, couldn't the army have dropped also men in parachutes to secure the site?
Your parachute in a forested area? How are you going to land the soldiers? They should trees to hang down, they will climb down the tree. It's not possible. I said earlier, if this thing, for example, in these areas, the savannah areas and so forth, they are not forested. You can drop them, they can come, the plane can land. But in a forested area, how can you drop a paratrooper? How would he survive? Hanging on a parachute and dangling there, it's not possible.
This one says
they could drop them closest to the scene.
The scene.
Where they can do that.
Perfect, thank you. President Henry Koforidia says, good morning. Indeed, the menace of Galamsey is causing havoc to us, and we as Ghanaians must come together and support government-led to fight this canker, or else our future generations will not forgive us. So far, the current administration has shown commitment. I humbly urge all to join to fight this. This one here also from the CEO of the, okay, I'll retrieve it as we go on. The Financial Intelligence Center, FIC CEO, Kojocho Mboafo says, good morning, and thank you for this educative program. It has brought clarity and put all the speculations to rest. Thank you so much for this morning's program. It is all we needed to get the answers while we wait for the investigative report. The speculation was becoming quite concerning, but this morning has helped us all. It's nice to see you interviewing perhaps the most experienced electrical and avionics engineer in this country has ever produced. Kindly let the people put the politics and polemics aside, and let's hear more from him. Captain Sogbojo.
I'm not an engineer.
He said, it's only experience and knowledge that can assuage our grief.
That's true.
Thank you very much. He says, the guests this morning have made the day for the country. Says, kudos to them. Thank you. Thank you so much, all of you.
I want to say something before you go for the break.
Yes.
Because there's a lot of conversation around what we need to do going forward.
Yes.
What I just want to assure the people of Ghana is that we are in mourning, obviously. For us, this is not the time to speak about what is in place to fight Galamsey. As you have seen from the tragedy of this case, indeed, our courageous comrades and servicemen have literally laid down their lives in the fight against Galamsey. His Excellency, the President, will make this ultimate sacrifice that they have made. He will make this sacrifice count. And at the right time, we will continue to communicate to the people of Ghana exactly what is being done in concert with all the recommendations that are coming up, so that we will deal a fatal blow to what we agree is unacceptable desecration of our water bodies and our forests. We remain committed, and we're still mourning with the families and with the nation, and for that reason would respect the memory of our fallen soldiers by restricting the conversation around today's activities.
Very, very important. I'm going to go for this quick break. Let me acknowledge the presence of Dr. Mohammed Ibn Chambas, former United Nations envoy to West Africa and the Sahel region. He is joining us on Zoom right now from Grenada. Good morning, Dr. Mohammed Ibn Chambas. I thank you so much for making the time to join us. It's a heavy moment for us as a country. The last 3-4 days hasn't been good. And I know that you've also been following events here. How did this news of the passing or the loss of these 8 gallant Ghanaians get to you?
This is one of very tragic events that has befallen our country. It has touched virtually every Ghanaian. And it's one of those moments when practically everyone can remember exactly where they were and how this news came to them, and they almost didn't want to believe it. So indeed, it was with me. Where I was, I mean, actually, I was in, I'm in Grenada, as I have told you. It was still pretty early, and it was just one of those news events that will not be true. But as the day advanced, sadly, it came to pass that our compatriots, our comrades, I have been saying to many, that I have been communicating with, that they fell in the line of duty. They were on a patriotic duty, going to a conference to discuss an issue which is of grave national concern. And as we can now see, that they paid the ultimate price. This is the case where you say that a person has paid the ultimate price serving God and their country. And that is why, as I said, every Ghanaian across board, across political divides, across the country, doesn't matter where you come from, what your beliefs are, we all recognize that the two ministers, Honorable Minister of Defense, Honorable Minister of Environment, the Deputy National Security, indeed, all the senior officials and the Air Force crew sacrificed their lives, died, serving Ghana, and we all deeply feel the pain of their loss. And this is a moment of national grief, and it's appropriate that 3 days of national mourning have been declared, and they are also very deserving of the state burial that will be granted them.
Okay, abusa wene ensema ekoso ewo political highway so eye wing commander ono NHS yetin nkase odisa ensem no to da or chese sa black box ji se ye de kokopie mu ewo Ghana ewo China na omu bi so na omu maye information na ewo na nyese efiti wa na black box no ye bi so na chese maye information sa ewo me bada masesa mo jepene kokoti sa ensem we ede mai aha POG Media so bada mase